Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria, and in case you are new here, this is Time and Tenderness. So welcome back everybody. I am so glad you are here. I have a bit of a different video for you. This is a video that has been requested actually. A couple weeks ago I asked on the community page here on YouTube what kind of videos you guys would like to see more of, and so many of you asked for more advice or opinion related content. Like, you guys wanted me to sit down and talk to you and give tips and tricks and advice on various topics. So I am going to try my hand at one of the first topics that have come to mind that people DM'd me, sent me emails for, or left in the comments, suggestions, or wherever you can leave me a comment. I do read them. So this week I am diving into that, and I am very nervous. Now, I've always been kind of hesitant to do these kinds of videos because I don't want to come across as overly opinionated or bossy or trying to tell you guys how to live your life, because I'm not. But really, a lot of people I do know enjoy these types of videos because it gives everybody a chance to see multiple sides to a story and get multiple, sources for things so you can develop your own opinion. So I am going to try my hand at this type of video. I know there are so many other YouTubers who are much better at this than I am, so please bear with me if I seem a little nervous through this, but let's go ahead and get started. Now, I don't consider myself a full-on expert on this topic, but I am going to give a crack at it, and it is giving my advice on navigating the first year of marriage as a newlywed. Now, my husband and I did not live together prior to getting married. We both still lived at home with our parents. Then we got married and moved in together. Now, I know nowadays that is not normal anymore, but to those who adhere to more of a traditional lifestyle like we do, it's very normal for us. So if you're like us, suddenly living together with another person, it comes with a whole new set of challenges. As much as you get to know that other person and you get to know each other while dating or courting, and you're ready and you love each other, there are still going to be hiccups along the way when you start habitating together. Just because you've said your marriage vows does not suddenly magically mean that you're an expert in all things marriage. No, you're gonna have some hiccups and trials along the way. So mistakes are going to be made, and you will be facing challenges within that first year of marriage. So let's get into my tips on navigating that first year of marriage as a newlywed. So tip number 1, learn to communicate together. As single individuals, we might have had the habit of not having to communicate with another person when it comes to making decisions. When we were single or living on our own, or even with living in our parents, but as adults, we might have just been able to go out around and do whatever we wanted without having to consult with anybody else. But that all changes once you get married. When you get married, there's suddenly another person you have to think about, and your decisions and actions throughout the day, making decisions on certain things, they can have an impact on that other person. Now, I know in our modern times, some people might think this concept is pretty silly, but marriage is a partnership, and if you want to keep your partner happy and have a level of respect for each other, you want to keep each other in the loop. In the beginning of your marriage, you might find yourself discussing everything together. I know I did with my husband. I checked with him on everything. Like, when I went grocery shopping, I asked if this brand of cereal was okay, because there are little things that you just don't know, like things that no matter how long you are together dating or courting, just little idiosyncrasies that you only learn once you're cohabitating together. And in the early days, having communication is super important. When discussing things that will affect your marriage mate, try and explain how you would handle the situation, but try to express that in a manner that comes across as a suggestion rather than trying to say, this is how it's going to be. You want to keep that line of communication open with your partner. Doing this will allow your spouse to express his or her opinion, and it shows a level of respect. And it shows a level of respect because it's telling your partner that you understand that they might hold a different opinion than yours and you want to hear it. Approaching matters in this manner will allow for open communication to flow freely, and it's telling your partner that you value their input and everybody is happy at the end of the day. Tip number 2, be respectful. Sometimes when two individuals get married, they might come from two completely different cultural backgrounds. Depending on your cultural background, you might be in a habit of speaking to your close relatives and family members a certain way. I know personally this was something that I struggled with when we first got married, and I still struggle with it. I am Puerto Rican, and in my family we are very loud and we can be very blunt, and that was not something that was common in my husband's family. So without realizing it, sometimes my tone can come across as very blunt or rude. And I by no means am trying to be blunt or rude at all. It's just sometimes that's how it comes out, and I don't mean it to be that way. So I personally had to work on that, and my husband also had some communication challenges that he also had to work through in the early days of our marriage. So my advice would be this. If you are having a heated discussion with your partner, if it is a serious conversation, or if you're feeling annoyed with your partner, try to imagine that you're not actually talking to your partner, but instead you're talking to a friend or your employer. And if you wouldn't be talking to your friend or your employer with that tone of voice or using those choice of words, you might want to reevaluate what you're about to say and how you're saying it. Now, as time goes on, you two will start to get comfortable with each other and start to develop your own manner of communicating with each other, and that is great and that is normal, but that is something that comes with time. Tip number 3, try to adapt as your new role as husband or wife. Now, in this portion of the video, I am speaking from my own personal experience based on my own marriage dynamic. So if your marriage dynamic is similar to my own, you might appreciate this little tidbit of advice, but if not, you can always skip ahead. As single individuals, we might have been accustomed to a certain level of independence prior to marriage. With marriage, however, you might find yourselves working more as a team, and with any good team, there is always somebody who is a leader. Sometimes early on in marriage, some couples might struggle to adapt to their new roles, either as husband or as wife. So it is very important to remember patience in this regard. Sometimes family issues regarding in-laws, extended family, friends, they might arise early in the marriage. Drama might pop up because now all of a sudden there's this new family change on both sides of the family. There's a new family member once people get married. Hiccups can arise. I know there's been several hiccups along our journey, but yes, we need to remember patience in this regard as everybody is adjusting. And marriage mates need to remember that their new immediate family is their marriage partner. Try and remember that your marriage mate is not flawless. They are not perfect, and they are also trying to adjust to this new life change as well. And try and remember to love and respect your marriage mate as much as you love and respect yourself. Patience is going to be the #1 virtue when it comes to acclimating yourself to your new role. Tip number 4, maintain reasonable expectations. Navigating newlywed life is like riding a bicycle. At first, it's a little bit wobbly, but once you get the hang of it, it's a breeze. Recognize that mistakes happen. No one is perfect, and sometimes those mistakes, you just have to learn to laugh at them. Yes, some mistakes will be very embarrassing. Did you guys watch last week's YouTube video I posted where I set the oven on fire? That was a bit embarrassing. Always try to maintain a sense of humor. Some of the mistakes you'll make in your first year of marriage, you'll be able to look back 5-10 years from now and laugh your heads off over those now happy memories. Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed this new type of video here on my channel. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Leave me any suggestions on future topics I can discuss in the future, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!